Hello from Scotland. This is Bibi and I'm super excited to have a new opportunity to share ideas and inspiration with you in this space. In this video, I'm going to be sharing a couple of super duper easy techniques or ideas to add texture and shine to your projects, and I'm also going to share a preview of Bibi's Snowflakes, my latest release in collaboration with Spellbinders. This release is all about snowflakes. We have snowflakes in different sizes, also a pop-up snowflake that can be used to create a variety of projects. We also have dies to cut labels and banners and sentiments that you can use for any occasion cards. You can use different paper qualities, ink colors to add interest to your projects. Create windows for checkered cards or fan folds. And for those who enjoy three-dimensional projects, they can also create toppers like these for boxes in different sizes, also for albums or for mixed media projects. These are very basic samples. The sky is the limit. There are 7 new items in this collection. Here I have 4. This one here is the Snowflake Card Creator. It includes 12 dies, an oversized 6x6 inches snowflake that will create shaped cards, and also small florals and leaves that you can use to decorate the card or individually. The pop-up snowflake includes 8 cutting dies that will cut a pop-up that will fit in a C6 card base. It also includes decorative banners like this one here and that one, and these dies will also allow you to create many different compositions, not only pop-ups. Delicate Snowflakes includes 17 cutting dies, and they will cut 4 different floral snowflake designs, also small flowers and leaves to decorate the snowflakes. We also added to this collection 2 pierced mini labels. They were designed to cover the gaps of the pop-up snowflake in case that you want to use those large snowflakes to do something else. But those decorative labels are very generic and you can use them with anything else. You can stamp, do hot foiling, or do better press on those beautiful die-cut banners. We also have the glimmering snowflakes that is a set of 2 plates and 2 cutting dies. This one here will cut in one go every individual hot foiled snowflake, allowing you to have a bunch of little hot foiled snowflakes to decorate your projects. We also have snowflake ornaments, a package of 2 large stencils and masks, and I will be sharing a reel and a video to show you how to use the stencils later on. Last but not least, we also have the giant die set and stamp set combo. It's called Snowflake Wishes, and it includes 4 dies and 27 stamps. And this little die here will cut all those sentiments to create banners that coordinate with the 3 different die-cut words in this set: sending, wishing, and belief. And if you see there, in that array of sentiments, you will have sentiments for many different occasions, not only for Christmas. Without further ado, let me show you an idea that I think is crazy and is very silly, but it turns out quite cool. So to do this, we are going to need to die cut a piece of paper using the large snowflake in the pop-up die set. And we are going to use the negative space of this large die cut as a mask. And because we are using the full flat snowflake, not a pop-up, those panels are about 6 inches. Okay, to do this, we are going to need any ink color and quality and any small snowflake stamp. And we are going to stamp that image through that mask like crazy. This is actually very relaxing. It's a little bit noisy, and as you see there, I'm not aiming for perfection. I just want to fill up that negative space with that tiny snowflake image. I'm not always re-inking the stamp, and sometimes I'm stamping over and over in the same spot. It really doesn't matter. So once you have covered the whole negative area with that stamped image, you can use a little bit of ink from the edges of the snowflake towards the center, or you can also use the same ink that you just stamped there. There is a lot of ink there, and you can just spread that ink towards the center of the image just to shape a little bit more that stenciled image. And if you notice any blank spot within that negative area, all you have to do is to stamp again some extra snowflakes to cover up those gaps, just like that. And then remove the mask. I can still see some spots that I didn't cover with the stamped snowflake, but that's okay, we are going to cover that up. Now we are going to use that large die cut that we got when we were creating the mask, and we are going to die cut 2 snowflake halves using another die in the die set. Then we are going to stamp over those die cuts using the same ink color, the same stamp, until we cover them completely with that stamped image. Once this is done, we are going to stick that large snowflake die cut over the panel. Now we are going to grab these 2 die cuts, and we are going to identify 2 slits created by the die, one here and one here. We are not going to use this one when interlocking the pieces. It's just not possible. So pay attention, we are going to place these pieces facing in different directions, and we are going to find this little gap here that is next to that little tab, and it's in that area where we need to insert this piece or slide it in. And you see those little tabs needs to go on those little slits that are located at side by side in that piece. Then you have to adhere those tabs in the back of that piece, and you fold them upwards and you glue them in the direction of the branches of the snowflake, just like that. Once this is done, all you have to do is to trim these tabs here just to be able to complete the card topper. And we are going to glue this on the card front, and we are going to make sure that the snowflake branches are aligned somehow. You can also glue this offset, but I think that looks better like this. There is no any rule, you can do it in any way you might like. And to cover those small slits in the front of the snowflakes, we are going to use one of these labels dies, and we are going to stamp a sentiment to complete that card front. You can also add over this large snowflake composition other Christmassy die cuts that you might have, like a Santa, a snowman, a reindeer, a little bird, or anything else. But if you don't have anything else, just a very simple card with a wow factor, like a pop-up snowflake, that's all that you need. And you can make this in any color, and also side fold or top fold, with or without the pop-up snowflake. So I made these 4 cards in different colors and in time record, and the pop-up instructions will be available in another video with printable instructions. For now, I want to show you another sample of this same idea using delicate snowflakes dies, and I'm going to be using the waste or the negative space created by the backing plate dies in the die set. I already used that one to make a blue card. Now I'm going to make a pink card. Again, I'm going to use a small snowflake stamp to stamp over this. The messier the merrier, so don't worry about doing any perfect stamping here. And then we are going to use a blending brush to apply a little bit of ink from the edges of the snowflake towards the center. I'm using here Simon Says stamp inks and blending brushes, and all these supplies are listed in the video description. Now I'm going to repeat the same process. You can use the same ink colors or different colors, and we can add as many snowflakes to the background as we want, to then add over those stenciled images die cuts, just like I did in the previous sample. But in this occasion, we are going to use delicate snowflakes that are a lot smaller, and this card is also smaller. This is a C6 card, and it measures 5.5 by 4.25 inches. And I always use very little glue on my projects, so you see there that I'm applying just a dot of glue to adhere that snowflake over. You can also create a larger stenciled image and stamp over it a smaller snowflake so you can see more of that texture at the background. But here I wanted to make it super subtle, and to finish this card I'm going to use dies and stamps from Snowflake Wishes to add a sentiment. So it is just that easy to create with Bibi's snowflakes. You can create snowflakes in endless ways using the dies in this collection. And the main idea I want to share with you in this video is to add lots of texture and sparkle. These little embellishments are by Lucy Little Things, and the pink die cut snowflakes were die cut out of a paper that I DIY, and I'm going to show you how I did that. You might not notice there, but that pink paper is gorgeous. You can create this DIY paper in any color using acrylic paints and gilding flakes. You are going to need any color of acrylic paint and white paint, and you are going to apply this paint like crazy over a piece of watercolor paper. Then we are going to spray water over that paper, enough water to make that paint move and to keep the paper moisture. And straight away put that in a box and sprinkle some gilding flakes in any color. I'm going to apply here golden gilding flakes, but there are silver and copper. While this dries a little bit, I'm going to use the paint in the brush to paint another piece of paper. And 2 minutes after, when this is slightly damp, using a dry brush, I'm going to brush off very gentle all the excess of gilding flakes. So I get something like this, and I allow this to dry completely. Then I'm going to use that other piece of paper that I color with the remaining paint that I got in the brush, and I'm going to splatter some paint. If I want really small splatters, I hit the brush on the top with another brush, and that's it. I get some texture there, and you can make this paper in any color you might want. This is not the first time I do this, and this paper is always gorgeous to me. To avoid paper waste, we are going to cut a piece of paper that measures 2.5 inches width, and we are going to place all the delicate snowflakes over this piece to die cut all this in one go. But we need to run this through the die cutting machine twice, just because this paper is very thick and there is a layer of paint, and also the gilding flakes and the dies are very intricate and they need to go through all that. So we might need the Spellbinders tool-in-one to remove the die cuts from the dies, just like that. So with very little and affordable supplies, we can make our die cuts to look like this. We can die cut the snowflakes out of glitter paper, mirror cardstock, or satin mirror cardstock. And it's another story when you die cut this kind of paper using these dies, because the dies won't stick to the paper. And you can create loads and loads of snowflakes in time record. We also added backing panels to all the snowflakes in this collection, so you can use those if you want to do a variety of things, as I've been showing in this video. So here is how the snowflake looks when you use that DIY paper together with gold glitter paper, and when we add some die cut details to the snowflakes. Delicate snowflakes die set includes small flowers and leaves that you can use to decorate your snowflakes or to use individually. Those are a great addition to this die set because they allow you to go extra miles adding details. And if you use this embellishment one by Simon Says stamp, everything is going to be a lot easier because you can pick up those tiny little pieces and glue them in place effortlessly. I think the extra minutes that we will invest decorating these snowflakes is totally worth it. You can layer the 4 snowflakes in this die set in many different ways. You can layer them all together, 3 or 2. You can add or not the backing panel, and you can also use the aperture that the dies creates to create windows. That will also ease the process to make checkered cards or see-through cards. Now I'm going to put together a very easy card just to give you another example. So we are going to do a very soft or light ink blending in a corner of this slimline panel there, and then we are going to splatter some water to create white speckles on that piece. And then I'm going to die cut this panel using the larger die in the Spellbinders Postage Age die set. We are going to glue it over a slimline card, and then we are going to randomly add the snowflakes over. And again, we are going to use die cut words and coordinating stamps from the Snowflake Wishes dies and stamp set combo. And I'm thinking about making a Christmas card, so I'm going to choose a sentiment that goes with that card. But in Snowflake Wishes, there are sentiments for many different occasions. So you can use this all year round, and not only to make Christmas cards, and you can also pair those banners with other dies and stamps you might have. Please do not forget to add blink and to subscribe to this channel. The links to all the products I'm using in this video are in the video description, and in the next couple of weeks we are going to be sharing loads and loads of ideas and inspiration using Bibi's snowflakes. This was a very brief preview. I hope you like it and that you get excited to create with my collection. Thank you very much for watching and happy crafting. Bye!